Yo, what's going on? This is SAMOKFIT from SAMOKFIT. Checking in with you guys. You guys are doing well, doing terrific. We are back with another video. No coffee montage today. I already had a cup of coffee. You best believe that. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about something around caffeine with the topic of this video. You confused about this topic of this video? Stay tuned, and I'm pretty sure I will cover it really soon. But yeah, in case you are blinded by this outfit, huge shout out to the homie at RASKOL Apparel. Dope shirt. I think in the last video I told you I was gonna put a link in the video, but I totally forgot. But kind enough for the homie Omar to send me a bunch of shit on the last release. And you know what? Let me just show you guys. Right, we are back. So that is the whole collection that just dropped this past week. Again, if you know about RASKOL Apparel, make dope products. I'm not affiliated. I'm not a sponsored athlete. I don't have any code. I just love the brand. And then Omi was kind enough like, hey, I see you, rocking with the brand. There's some, cool stuff that for you to check out. So anyways, I'll put the link in the description for real now. If you are interested, definitely check that out. Without further ado, let me introduce the title, the reason why we're talking about this video. And the reason why I'm talking about this video again is deload. Deload is something that I feel like a lot of people don't like, don't want to talk about, especially from a lot of clients that I have. Few of them are not a huge fan of deloads, and I don't get the reason why they're not a huge fan of deloads. But at the same time, it kind of bugs me a little bit too, because I'm like, what do you mean you don't like deload? What do you mean you don't want to deload? You just want to jump back to the program? No, it doesn't work like that. So I feel like deload is one of those things that you don't think you need, but you need. And a lot of times when you think you need a deload, it's already too late because it's already caught up to you. The fatigue is already catching up to you. So another reason I'm doing this video is because I am currently in my deload phase of my programming, and I feel like, you know what, it's a better time. What a better time for me to actually talk about that for you guys. Hopefully give you some guidance, because I know some people still struggle with deload, and kind of give you some guidance. I'm going to talk about why you should deload. I'm going to talk about what is deload and how you can apply that either with training or nutrition. Let's get to it. Before we get into why you should deload, what exactly is a deload? Deload is a period of time, usually a week, that you are not really overreaching, or you're not training, you scale back on a lot of volume, you give yourself a lot of time for your body to recover for all the accumulated fatigue that you've had throughout the process, throughout the duration of your menstrual cycle. It could be a 5-week cycle, 6-week cycle. At the end, maybe let's say you're only like a 6-week cycle, for instance, like I typically do. On the 5th week, that's when you typically overreach. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you already know how I train. I've documented the way my overreaching week typically goes, and that is why I feel like I need a deload. Not feel like I know I need a deload, because my body is just wrecked. I'm fatigued. Everything is just achy and sore. So that's usually a good indication that you deload. So that is essentially what deload is. So I think a lot of people get a lot of confusion when it comes to deload, that, oh wow, I don't want to deload, it's just a boring time. No, I think because you don't get the concept of how you should properly deload. Deload is not essentially a time where you just go to the gym and just lifting a couple of curls and just go home. No, you're still training with a decent amount of a load that's going to induce some sort of growth stimulus, but you're just not empty in the tank. Usually if you train let's say if you start week 1 on RPE of 7, or RIR of 3, you take it back down to like RIR of 4. You push, you still get a decent amount of pump, but you're not overreaching. So the way you typically, I like to design my deload is typically go by different things. You can go by, okay, if I'm typically doing 4 sets of a specific workout, I'm gonna scale that set back down to 2 sets, and the load that I'm gonna be using is the load that I started the week with. So that's gonna cut the volume down by a significant amount. So you might your goal is to get a decent amount of pump, but you're not going into your training program or a training session to just wreck your shit. It's a time to just scale back, fine tune certain things. And later on in this video, I'll be explaining different ways and different approaches in terms of nutrition and training, how you can apply deload and how you can use that deload week to actually benefit yourself when you are getting ready for your next training cycle. So now that you know what a deload is, so why should you deload? The reason why you should deload, one, is just to prevent you from injury. It's to prevent you from quote unquote overtraining. You are so motivated to get to the gym, just go after it over and over again. So for instance, if I'm using my training program like I mentioned earlier, I'm doing a 6-week training block, and I have 6 weeks of I'm accumulating a lot of fatigue. On the 5th week is my overreaching week, meaning I'm emptying the tank, and I don't deload, and I just jump on RIR of 3 on the next week without giving myself. Technically, yes, it's a little bit. It's not as tasking as RP of like call Jesus, as I call it, but still, you still accumulate a lot of fatigue throughout that time, especially that 5 week, and trying to jump back and training to like 3 reps left in the tank is not really ideal. And I think a lot of people, when you get to the situation where you feel like at the end of your training program, you feel super recovered and you feel like there's nothing, you can definitely jump back in the training program, then you might need to revisit your training program. Maybe you're not training as hard as you think you should. That's always a good indication to know, okay, obviously there's a lot of volume that I left on the tank throughout that missile cycle, which could be a good thing. At the same time, could just be a bad thing. It could be a good thing just because you know what, it's something you can definitely apply to your next training program, or it could be a bad thing because you're just leaving a lot of gains at the gym because you're not really pushing yourself to go that extra mile to get that build that lean tissue that you're looking for. I'm talking about deload because I need to get a meal in real quick, and I showed you guys exactly how to make this in the last video. So if you haven't seen the last video, make sure you check that out. I already had 3 of this morning, so this is the other few flavors that I have out there. Like I said, I need a sponsorship by Pure Protein. So if they're watching this by some sheer luck of coincidence, definitely hook your boy up. But this is what we have. Again, I already showed you guys exactly how I make this. So if you want to learn how to make this, definitely check out the last video that I posted. You guys know the deal. Half a cup of oatmeal here, and I'm switching the protein flavor here. I'm using a cinnamon roll instead of the Nutter Bar Blast that I used last week. After we mix everything together, then we're gonna be topping that off with some Coffee Mate, 0 sugar, and the hazelnut. So gonna mix that together. Have a quick meal here, and hopefully I'll be training in the next few hours. I'm going to be taking you guys to the gym, and I'm going to be covering the rest of the topic of today's video.
I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the soil, she taking me out of this world. So I'ma go all the way up. Nice guy with a cold shoulder. You be cool, but I don't know you. Roll the flower and I'm off the potion. Give me superpowers that I won't stop. To the bank roll on supermassive. Big bank for the space chatter. Way up in the squad NASA. Copper field with the dark magic. Subtle flex when I run a race. Tell these rap buddies eat my dust. Little bag.
All right, so we just got to the gym, about to get after the training session real quick. Sipping on that pre. You guys know the deal. SAMOKFIT to save you some dollar bills, y'all. Appreciate everybody that's using the code. By the way, I mean, my numbers or the amount of people that have been using is definitely I've been skyrocketing. So thank you for that. So we already covered what a deload is. Why should you deload? So let's talk about some practical elements of what you should do in terms of nutrition during the deload week. I get a lot of questions all the time. Hey, do I increase my calories in the deload? Do I drop my calories during the deload? Let's break that down real quick. So what you're gonna be doing with your nutrition during a deload is gonna be depending on what your goal is during that deload. So are you in a massing phase or are you in a fat loss phase? So if you're in a massing phase, it might be a good time for you to actually reduce your calories, because technically speaking, you're already consuming a decent amount of calories during that week. So if you reduce your calories a little bit to your maintenance level, it shouldn't affect recovery that much. And again, it's just preference at this point. Reducing your calories might, reduce the amount of fat you're going to accumulate during the week, but at the same time, if you're already gaining at a decent pace between 0.5 to a pound per week, you might just want to keep it the same. I personally, I don't really adjust that, so to speak, but I think the most beneficial part of deload, especially when it comes to nutrition, is definitely applying increasing your calories if you are in a fat loss phase. So I think a lot of people typically forget that already during a fat loss phase, when your calories are already low, it's already causing a lot of stress on your body from a physiological standpoint, and you add, you know, training fatigue on top of that, I mean, you're already like, you know, your body's going to be shot anyways. So during that deload week, depending on how far you are, if you, let's say you competed for a show, depending on how far you are into that show, that's going to determine how much calories you should bump up. So yes, you should increase your calories during a deload week, because what you're trying to do is just to recover a little bit, help your body to recover a little bit by taking your body out of that maintenance and out of that deficit, and bump those calories up to maintenance. And I've seen a lot of clients that we've bumped their calories up during the maintenance phase, to a maintenance phase during the deload, and they actually saw a lot of weight drop or fat loss during that particular deload week. And the reason being is because stress level is lower. When you increase your food, your body recovers a little bit better. Your body's a little more relaxed. It's not so tense. Cortisol level comes down, so that equates to some fat loss. So if you're massing, you can go either way, but definitely if you're doing the fat loss phase, I highly recommend you should increase your calories during a deload. Going inside right now, I'm going to be recording maybe a couple of clips for you guys, and I'm going to be covering, I think, one of the key things. I think one of the reasons why you want to a deload, and one of the key things I think you can use deload for that I think a lot of people definitely miss out on, and I'll cover that when we get into the gym. Let's get after it.
Cellular, talking life and I will set it up. I'm a sharp shooter, yeah, Will Smith, call me Prince Park, let me freshen up. Bay boy on a level up, way up, near the nebulas, I'm never copping a chain, cause I see it all through the frames, and I leave it all on the page. It's feeling like they want me locked in a cage. They want us all on the fake, but I'ma go all the way A with it, cause I don't feel all the way safe here. Yeah, spray the champagne, shower up in the air, stunner goggles, I don't mess with the flu. Untamed and she wild off the goose, ghost ride, yeah, I come through the roof. Ducking 12, get it all on my tail, hella wild and I break all the rules. Chill, bro, you way out of line. Yeah, I know it's a mood. I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone, they catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the soil, she taking me out of this world, so I'ma go all the way up. Got the squinting, got the gator spinning, I'm outrageous with it, going crazy with it. Got the phrase jumping off the page, gifted, got the waves swishing, got the neighbors tripping, got the trap booming, jumping out the speakers. Drip on me, jumping off the easel. Gold wristed, couldn't tell me nothing. No, bought a fisted. Cooking the bars, turn a lab into a living kitchen. Watching grimace when I water with it. Subtle flexing, live a candid image. Come from pushing in the S-type with no license, gas low, the windows tinted. Still couldn't see me with the zoom on your little vision. Nah, we are not the same, we got different lenses. No one snapping like we something real vivid, keep it realistic. Quick to split it with my day ones. Got the label making bank runs, cause the train of thought like a freight, huh? I'm the type to get a late start. You the type to be afraid, huh? I'm the type to never have things. You the type to have it made, huh? Yeah, wave. And I keep you.
Workout is complete. I'm always planning on recording a couple of clips here and there and talking, but the gym is packed, music is playing, and I don't want you guys, you guys might not be able to hear me, so I just want to finish working out and come into the studio over here and just do the wrap up for this video. So I think one of the most important things I think a lot of people overlook when it comes to deload is I encourage my clients, especially during a deload week, to take an inventory of movements that they think they've maximized throughout the movement or throughout the mesocycle, and trying to find other movements. I give them recommendations like, hey, try this movement or so, and see how you feel about it, because I think we've already capped what we can do. So if you follow any of my, when I went through my leg movement, the pendulum squat, the belt squat, I added those into my last meso. Of course, I'm not trying new movement in between or in the middle of my meso because I don't like the movements or because I think I've maximized what I can do with like hack squat. I try those movements out during deload week. Deload, okay, again, it's not an opportunity for me to, just go ham. It's an opportunity for me to scale back a little bit, slow the movement down, and try to, finesse my way or walk my way around those movements. So again, it's an opportunity for me to, okay, I like this movement. I'm gonna take the old movement that I think I've maximized, and I'm gonna incorporate the new one in. So again, it's an opportunity for you to do those things in a deload rather than you just, in midway through a mesocycle and then figuring out, I don't really like this movement, so I'm gonna sub it out. So I know the title might be a little clickbait, a little bit, but I think a lot of people just hate deload, but you forgetting to look at the importance of a deload. Deload is important for you to continue to grow. Deload is important so you can limit the possibility of you getting hurt or getting burned out. So it's an opportunity for you to recover, finesse your movement, finesse your technique, improve your techniques so you can keep making those gains. Because if you're not, you know, incorporating the right of mechanical tension while you are training, how do you expect to make those gains in those areas that you're working out with, that you're trying to improve on? So that's all I got for you guys from this video. Again, appreciate all the support and the love on the last few videos. Let's keep going. The goal is to hit 10K hopefully before the year is over. I mean, I feel like this year's moved by very fast. But anyways, thank you for tuning into this video. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. A like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.